Hey friends, I'm going to tell you a story of how bad my previous cell phone carrier screwed me. And I'll tell you what I ended up owing at the end of all this and still owe today. And everything was supposed to went fine, but it didn't. So I'm going to tell you a story of how all this happened. This is ridiculous. So if you don't mind, go down and do that one little thing. I understand that you're not going to, let's say my wife, I go into her subscribed and she's got 50 things she subscribed to. I'm probably not exaggerating. Me, I've got 15 or 20 because, that's enough. If I need more than that, well, I'm just not going to subscribe, But I understand you can't go out here and subscribe to every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Betty and Fred and every duck and dog and funny thing out there or whatever. I understand that. But if you get anything out of this, hit the subscribe. It lets me know if I'm going the right direction or not, because I do make cooking videos, political. I just talk. We just sit down and talk, me and my friends out there. Me and my one friend, I think. I don't think that's my wife. But anyways, and, go down there and hit subscribe. If you don't like it for a while, go down and, unsubscribe. I get it. I'm not that interesting. Hey, I'm in my first year of this. And while you're at it, don't forget to go on and like if you do get anything out of this video. Is it decent? What? Help me go in the right, just help me out here. I would sure appreciate it. Help me out, all right? I appreciate it, okay? And don't forget to turn on notifications so you'll know when my next video is coming out. But hey, I just dropped one a couple days ago, and I got pretty good, quite a few views on it. That one view helped me a whole lot. So, hey, I'm doing okay. After about 30 videos, I'm up to like, one subscriber and one view, and both of them's my wife. So, I guess I entertain her if nothing else. We're together 24/7, but point being, my point being. So anyways, I want to tell you the story of how all this happened and what happened. But first, go get yourself maybe something cold to drink, good cup of coffee, sit down with me and, listen to me and see if maybe this happened to you, somebody you know it's happened to. And if you can give me a direction to go on how to take care of this, because it's been turned over to collections and it wasn't my fault at all. I proved it to them, but there was nothing I could do. So anyways, I'm going to tell you the story of how my previous cell phone carrier screwed me on this deal. So to start out with, about 5 years ago, me and my wife, we moved to where we are now. We had to have, internet company, and we had to have cell phones. Didn't have to, but, got cell phones. And we went and got the stylus, the newest stylus at the time. And, what happens? Mine catches on fire and burns up my damn hand. I send it in to them. What do you know? They say, well, it wasn't their fault, whatever. So it burned my hands, it burned my leg, it burned a place in the floor. The battery caught on fire. The battery exploded. I caught on fire. Wasn't on charge or nothing. It just caught on fire, burnt through the screen and everything. So, and then my wife, she had hers, and it done okay. Well, what happened, I had to have another phone while this one, I got it because it was cheaper. Those two phones was cheaper. So I had to have another phone besides the stylus, so I got the Z Flip, the Samsung Z Flip. Well, the screen came loose in it. And so I had to have a phone while, because they wouldn't replace it, I had to send it into Samsung. And, I had to have another phone while it was gone. And, I'd be dang, I hadn't had it a month, 2 months. And they sent me an email, said I owe $240 to have this screen replaced. I said, no. I haven't had it 30 days or so. I'm not paying $240 or whatever to replace this screen. So a little while later, I got another email, said, well, I owe $120. No, I'm not paying to replace the screen in a phone I haven't had that long, and it's expensive anyways. So finally, finally, I got it back. But in the meantime, I had to have another phone while the Z Flip was, sent in. So I went and this is my dumb fault. I know it, but I didn't think it, I would have it that long. I went on and got an expensive phone, the Samsung S24, 23S, the Ultra, the S23 or 24 Ultra, whichever one. Samsung had the Z Flip longer than I thought, so I didn't get it back in time to send this Ultra back in, so I didn't have to pay for it. So I got stuck with it. So let's count. I'm paying on my wife's phone. I'm paying on my phone, the first stylus. Now I'm paying on the Z Flip, and I'm also paying on this S24 Ultra. Well, went on. Everything went fine for a while. I think I went back to the Z Flip because I had the two phones. So I went back to the Z Flip after I got it back. And again, the screen comes loose in it. So I sent it back. Of course, thank God, I had a backup, the Ultra. So I used it again for that time. And finally, however long later, probably 3 months or so, I got it back. They were a headache to deal with, with all this. I mean, they were a total headache, people. I mean, it was a mess. So anyways, like I said, let's review. I'm paying on my wife's stylus. I'm paying on the stylus that burned up in my hand. I am paying on the Z Flip that I had. And I'm also paying on the Ultra, 4 phones, okay? So, needless to say, half of my bill was paying on phones. All right, so it goes along, everything does fine, and I guess because this happened about a year ago, maybe more than that, but anyways, what do you know? I've been waiting, and my cell phone provider comes out with the Razor. See here, I think I ended up getting the Razor Plus 500 gig phone. Loved that phone. I mean, absolutely loved it. And what happened was they had the trade-in offer. No question trade-in deal. So I decided, I was going to trade in. It wasn't going to let me paying on another phone, but I decided I was going to trade it in. So, I got a hold of them. Well, got I got my Razor, no problem. And here is where the whole thing started. Okay. So, what happened is they sent me the box with the return label. I put it in the box. I dropped it off, and I thought that was that. Well, a little while later, maybe 3 weeks, and I checked my bill. Well, they said now I owe about $2,500, and I had been with them 4 years. And of course, my question is, how do I owe you $2,500? I done what you said. So they said, well, we didn't get that other phone back in time. Supposed to have it within 30 days. Well, okay. So I went on to, the tracking, and I found where, thank God I had it in my phone, the app. So I went, into my phone, found the tracking, and showed where, I shipped it out. To where I think I dropped it off, because here where I live, we don't have a FedEx store, we don't have a UPS store, we got USPS mail, but that's it. But I think they used FedEx, I'm pretty sure. And anyways, bottom line is they lost my phone somewhere between Paris, where I live, and the next town over, the hub. FedEx lost my damn phone. So I pulled up the app, and it showed right there on the app, here's your phone in transit. Well, if I could pull it up today, I'm sure that is probably what it still says. That phone teetotally got lost. So I got a hold of my mobile company, and I told them, what all happened, and they told me to call this other department. that, and of course I did. And I told them, what all happened, and I sent them the screenshots. I sent them everything they wanted, and they said, it would all work out okay, that I would be okay. So, okay, I'm believing them. Well, this went on and on and on, and it's drug out. Well, they were trying to get a hold of me, said they were, but I don't know. I have a hard time believing, they was doing all this. So it kept going on that they needed to talk to me to verify facts and all this kind of stuff. Well, they already had the facts. My opinion is this is their way to drag this out as long as they can. So then that way, when this next bill is due, I'm owed $2,500 and now I can't pay it. And I'm not going to pay it because I've done what I was supposed to. So, bottom line is, they said that I owed on the other phones I had, plus the full price right now on the Z Flip that, got lost in, in shipping. I'm furious. I'm pissed off, of course. So, come time for the bill, come past time for the bill, well, I got shut off. Well, I called them up, told them what was going on. They turned it back on. And, every time this happened, I had to call and tell them, give them the whole story, the whole, spiel on what all had happened. So, and the people I was talking to that worked for the company on the other end, they couldn't blame me, because it was not my fault. I'd done my part. Needless to say, got shut off again. I called them back again. And, this gets even dirtier. I'm going to tell you what they done. It was even dirtier than that here in just a minute. But anyways, finally, they said that the credit had come into my account. Well, I went in and it said I still owed $1,200 and some dollars. $1,200 and some dollars? I don't get this. Well, because my phone got shut off a time or two because I couldn't or wasn't going to pay the $2,500. That actually, progressed or made me owe on the other phones I had all at once. So no more financing them because they got shut off. So they run this up on me all at once and said I owed on all of them. I owe on all these phones because the damn shipper lost my phone between where I live and the hub. This is a load of crap. Don't you agree? Now, I told you it got worse than that. Okay, and it does. All right. Finally, talked to them. They said, well, I had another credit coming in. So they turned them back on for a little bit. So I thought maybe this was something, they told me I'd be okay. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about, people. I talked to every department within the company. I talked to everybody with them. And they said I had another credit coming in. I tell you what they did. I was not set up on auto pay. I don't like auto pay. I like paying my stuff when I can or when I do. They went into my bank account and they overdrew me $500 for this razor that I had. It ain't gonna do me no good because, they said I owed $1,250. They're still gonna knock it down to $600. That wasn't my fault. And I can't pay it, I'm not going to pay. So, like I said, I think that they purposely done all this. I really do. I had to go to my bank. I had to close my account and open a new account because somehow they got a hold of my personal checking account. Now, I had used my debit card for my bank account, but not my personal account. I'd never give that to them. Never. So, what do you know? They get shut off, and so I had to end up going with another cell phone provider. I know now, have a backup phone. Let me give you some advice. If you've got a new phone and something happens, if you can't take it in to the store and get it replaced under warranty, and I've already had this, I'm having troubles with my Razr. Same thing as I was having with the Samsung, the screens in them come loose, or the protector comes loose in them. So I had to go to another provider. So I went to another provider. The only thing that sucks is where I live, cell phone service sucks. So, they signed me up on all this with the hotspot and all this stuff, because I got the better phone rate and all this kind of stuff. So, okay, I took it. Well, before, when I was with this other company, my internet and phones was the same company. So if our internet went out, I could just use hotspot. Now, I can't do that. I get a mile down the road and we can use our phones. But like I said, I'm having trouble with the screen in this one. So finally, I get a hold of them. Well, I got internet, I had to use another internet provider other than that because I couldn't get internet where I'm at with my, my same phone company. That's how bad this town is I live in. That's how bad it sucks. You're so limited. We can't get, AT&T, I like them, but they're expensive. And we can't get fiber here because, well, they just don't have fiber out here yet. And so, if it's not something that, you don't have to have hooked up in the wall or something like that, or, something you hook up in the wall to the cable. I don't have a home phone, so I can't hook up to that. So I had to go with another carrier that I've still got today. And I'm having problems with that out of them. But that's another story. But anyways, it goes back to my original cell phone carrier and what they done to me. So it left me owing $1,250 by the time it was all said and done. And like I said, they reached into my bank account and took $500 that I never agreed to. Had to shut my account down. You're talking a multi-million-dollar company, and they're worried about a little old me. I don't get it. So, because interest keeps growing and all this kind of stuff, they've still got me up to still about $2,500 still today that I'm not and I can't pay. Would I go back to them? I don't know. I don't know, people. I don't know if I would or not. But I do know that this Razr I've got is the second or third one. The screens come loose in, but I like Razr. But I've got insurance on it, and I talked to the people. I do like this company. I do like them. And I tell you who I'm with now. I'm with T-Mobile. I do like them. I never did before, but today they're pretty decent, although I can't get internet through them, and I wished I could. That makes everything higher because I've got a different cell phone company, a different internet provider. So, and I do like faster internet. So, I think I've got the 500 gig plan or something like 500 megasecond, I think it is. 500, yeah. So, anyways, I talked to them and I paid one more bill, this one coming up, and they're going to let me use my insurance. You have to have half of it paid up before you can trade in. Well, they're going to let me use my insurance, and I'm going to go to the Razr. I don't have the Razr Plus. I've just got the regular Razr. I want the Razr Plus, 500 gig. It's made better. It's built better. It's a better phone. The one I had with the other company. But, I couldn't. So I've got a drawer of phones that I can't do nothing with. I've got 2 Razrs. I've got a Samsung Ultra. Well, that's actually what I make my videos on, is the Ultra. That is a OnePlus. I don't have to buy a camera, a nice camera yet. I can just use, the Ultra. It's very good for this stuff. I do my thumbnails on it. I've still got my laptop. I've got my Razr. It's okay. But anyways, do you, or has something like this ever happened to you, or do you know someone that has? Where do I turn? What do I do? I'd like to take them to court, but that costs an attorney, and I owe them $2,500, so they keep growing interest, and I'm turned over to collection, so their collection department, put it that way. And I've talked to them and they said I could set up a payment plan. I'm not doing that because I did not do this. The shipping company and you all caused this. I didn't. I'm not paying it. I can't pay it. You know, I'm with you all 4 years and this is what I get. You know, I don't understand this with these companies. You know, they would figure they would take care of their companies, but no, they give you the promotion to get you on it and stuff, and you know how it happens after a year, it goes up. You can call and talk to them, and a lot of times get them to give you another promotion or whatever for another year, but with that audience, it goes up. You know how all this happens. It happens to you. I know it does. You know, here I am. I'm, like I told you before, I'm on disability and, you know, SSID, and it doesn't pay anything. So, and they want me to set up a payment plan on a phone that I didn't lose. FedEx lost it between here and the town over. It never was found. I don't know where it went. So, like I said, T-Mobile is going to help me upgrade to the Razr Plus. I will not get in this shape to owe on 2 or 3 phones or something like that. They shouldn't even let me done that. But, you know, yes, we'll give it to you. Yeah, you sure, you know, we'll give it to you. Man, it just, you know, left me on all that. And I was paying on it. I was doing fine. Then they had this anytime upgrade, trade in for any time, and that's what I've done. I sent, you know, I had the Z Flip, and before the screening, it could start messing up, and it kind of was a little bit. Just, you know, very rarely, I went on and, you know, done the anytime. Been waiting for them. They, you know, I was waiting on them to get the Razr, and they finally did. So, anyways, do you know anybody something like this happened to? Do you know somewhere I can turn? What I can do? Help me out there, man. I sure appreciate it. I don't know what to do, and leave me something in the comments. You know what I do. I'd sure appreciate it. You know, leave me something down there. Give me an idea. You know, do you know somebody this has happened to? What did they do? If this happened to you, what did you do? I really like to know. I do need some help on this. So, you know, I started to use the name of the carrier because everything I'm telling you is a fact. But I'm afraid they would come back for slander or something, and you know, I can't do that. So, you know, if I could find some help or something, then I'd give whoever, you know, the facts and stuff, tell them the facts and, you know, figure this out. You know, till then, because, you know, we're very limited on what we can use where I'm at, it's basically 1 or 2 companies. I don't have a choice of 4 or 5 companies, about 3, and that's it. That's it. For internet is 2. That's it. That's as far. They might be another 1 or 2. I don't know, but I just know where I'm at. Everybody's cell phone sucks, and we're just in a dead spot where we are here. You get up out of here, about a mile down the road, you're okay. But here, no, it's a dead spot. So, anyways, like I said, do you know somebody this happened to? Leave me something in the comments. I would sure appreciate it. You know, have you checked out my cooking videos? I'm looking still, like I said, looking for which way to go with all this. I sure would appreciate it out there, friends. So, like I said, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you'll know when my next video is coming out. I'll probably be coming out with another video in a couple of days, and I might go back to cooking. I might go on and drop a cooking recipe, you know, after this one. And I'll just see what everybody out there thinks. You know, I know a lot of it has to do with YouTube and how it pushes you and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I know this takes time. You know, you're not going to get found in a year. And I know that. You know, it takes time. So, like I said, if you know anybody's happy to, leave me comments, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe, like, turn on notifications. Till my next video. Till next time. Thank you all. Love you all so much. Thank you. See ya.